In this video, I'm going to walk you through on how I designed this flyer. Alright, so if this is your first time watching my video, if you're seeing my video on YouTube or whichever social media platform you're seeing it, please do hit the follow button, and if you're seeing it on YouTube, then subscribe to my YouTube channel. So without much talk, let's get into this. So I'm going to clear what we have here right now and then start from scratch. Alright, so I'm going to select one of these pre-made templates so that the design will disappear. Then we will start with the ratio. So let's clear it. So first of all, what we are going to do is to determine the ratio, and the ratio I used in the first flyer I displayed before is 4.3. Yeah, I think that's Instagram ratio. So we'll come here and change the aspect ratio to 1350. So the width, yeah, okay, the aspect ratio is 4.5. So the width is going to 1080, and the width is 1080, and the height is 1350. So I love using this ratio a lot because it works on different social media platforms, mostly on many. So I'll click OK, and as you can see, the canvas has been expanded. So I'm going to start by changing the background from whatever color it is to just white. Yeah, so from this I'm going to start by importing my burger pictures. Alright, so let's do this. So here is the first picture I'm going to import. So I'll press here, and then I'll come down and come to this relative size, click on it, and then drag it to fill the screen. So sometimes if it's not balanced, you can come to this relative position, tap on it, tap here, so that it's going to be centered. After doing that, come here and lock it so that it will not shake. So the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in another image. That image is blurry. Alright, so where I got this image is from Pinterest. You can get free images there for your design. So I'm going to bring in another picture which is slightly blurred, and it's going to be behind this one. So let's do that. So this is the second image we are going to use in the design. So I'm just going to import it directly. Then you come here again, relative size, and you drag it to end. Then you come to here, to back, this to back here. You press it and it will send the image to back. So I'm going to adjust it because I don't want it to be like this. So in order for your image to be well balanced and you follow proper alignment, I usually enable the grid option. Once I click up here, once I click this grid, and then I'll come here and activate this magnet. What it does is that it will allow anything you are doing to catch on these lines, and anything you align on these lines is going to stay like that. So these grid lines will help you stay in alignment, and your designs won't be, your elements won't be all over the place. So I'm going to drag it down to something like this. Yes, and I'll come here again, and then I'll lock it. So I've done that. What we are going to do next is to add a shape. So I'll add my shape here. I'll resize it. I'll resize the shape. Just resize it. toggle on my grid and then drag it downward. So as you saw in the flyer, I use red, but whichever color I want to use is defined. So I'm going to use red. I'm just going to use this red that is a bit darker. So I will enable it. Then I will scroll down while this shape is still highlighted. I will scroll until I come to this inner shadow. So in this inner shadow, I'm going to enable it. When I enable this inner shadow, I will scroll here and look for white. So what this thing will do is that if you look at this now, you see that this shape is just flat. But by the time we walk through with this, inner shadow, it will give it some kind of depth, like 3D, something like that. So with the inner shadow toggled, you just come and select white. Now it does not mean that it must be white, it can be any color. So the reason I choose this white is because by the time I start adjusting it, you will find out that it's going to look as if light is reflecting on this shape, and it will have a 3D look. So I will scroll down and come down to offset Y, and I'm going to increase it. So as you can see, I've increased it to 5. If I continue, let me just continue. You see that the more I increase it, the more that white that I selected is expanding. But what it's doing now is as if light is reflecting on this shape and it's giving it a 3D look. So I'm going to reduce this to about 5. That will be okay. So I'll drag it down to here. Yeah, let me drag it here. Okay, so I'll come here and lock it. So these two of these images, this burger and the one behind, we are going to push it upward. So just select them and I'm going to push them up. All right, so let's add our text. So just come down to this this letter here, and add your text. So I'm just going to write burger and tap on this icon here, on the last icon on the top left corner. It's going to turn everything you type into capital letters, and then click OK. So I will enlarge it, and I'm going to change the font. So I'll just scroll down. The font I'm going to use is called Nesto Copper. So I'll click it. So that's it. I've changed the font. So I'm going to come here again and toggle on my grid. So I'm going to toggle it on so that this burger here, this word, will be well aligned. Then I'm going to change the color. I'm going to change the color to red. Yes, I'll change the color to red. I think this is okay. I'll change it to red and I'll lock it. Let me just shift this image down a little bit. All right, I think this is okay. Then we'll add another text again. All right, drag it again Then I'll also change this font. The font I'm going to use, okay, let me go to my font. The font I'm going to use is called Orthography. Okay, I'm going to choose it and then drag it so that it can be big. So one thing with this orthograph, as you can see, is that some part of the text is cutting off. So if you choose to use the same font, if you used to download, the name is Orthography. So you give space first in front and also give space at the end, then everything is going to come out clean. So after that, I'm going to come down to color and change it to just pure black. I'll put it here. Okay, I think that is good enough. Let me just shift two of the text a little bit. Okay, then this second text that we added, we are going to come and change this booger here to red so that it can be underlined. So while the text is selected, go to color, then scroll under this selection, just drag this thing here, just drag this highlighter. Alright, so when you drag it to where only the booger is selected, and then click on this, click on any color, only that part that is selected is going to be highlighted. So after doing that, you move forward again and come down under this style, which is this big B here. Just click on it, do the same thing, just use the highlighter, drag it until only the booger is highlighted, and then under this U here that has an underlining, just tap it. Well, let me properly adjust it. So once it's selected, just tap here and it's going to highlight the booger here. So once you are done, you lock it. The reason you have to be locking your distance is so that you don't mistakenly scatter something. So once you lock it, even if you tap on it, it will not be highlighted. So you lock. So already our design is taking shape. So we'll come and add two other pictures again. So I'm just going to quickly import them. So I'm going to import this one, just drag it around here. Let me resize it a little bit. Let me resize it down. So I'm going to put it here. We'll adjust it later. Then I'm going to import the last image. Alright, so here, let me adjust them a little bit. So these are the images we have here already. So the images we have already. Yeah, so just go ahead and lock them. Meanwhile, you can use any kind of food. I just choose burger specifically, but there are also shawarma and different other fries that you can use. You can also use your color. It does not mean that you must do it the exact way I'm doing. So with that already, we are going to add another text, and what you are going to write in that text is just going to be order now. Click here so that all of it can be in uppercase, and then okay. So while this is clicked, we are going to change the font. So still change the font to change it to this Nesto copper. So change it there, then change the color to white. So after doing that, while the text is still highlighted, just scroll further under this background, click it and enable it. While you enable it, me here, I'm going to choose green. So the reason I'm going to choose that green, as you can see, some of the spices that are on the burger, like those leafy green things. So I'm going to work with that color. So I'm going to choose green. So I'll choose that green, then just drag this, adjust it. I'm going to adjust this, adjust it to be here. Okay, I'm going to lock it. Then as you can see, I will just long press these layers like this. Where you see this dot in, just hold them down, and once it's highlighted, just drag them. I'm going to drag them below two of these burger we have, so that it can be behind them. So I'll do that. After I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and adjust these things are imported. Alright, so since that is already done, then we'll move ahead to another thing. So in order to give this other none some depth, I'm going to add shadow to it because it's looking very flat. So under this shape tab, the one that is on the middle, just come to stickers. Once you tap that sticker, you find out that it's because my background is white, that's why you can see it. But as you can see here, white something already appeared, as you can see it. So just tap on the screen for it to stay there, then tap it again and come down to color, enable the color. Then you can change the shadow to whatever you want it to be. So mostly shadows are black, so I'm going to turn it to black, then just adjust it the way that it can fit perfectly on that under that button. I'm going to do that. So let me toggle on my grid so that I can place it properly. So once I've done this, I'm going to come here, long press the shadow, and then drag it under the other none button. I'm going to carefully adjust it, and I will lock it after that. So as you can see now, if you look at the button now, you see that it has some depth and our design is already taking a lot of shape. So let me just adjust this. We're almost done. So the last thing we are going to do is to add shape again. So add this shape. When you add shape, you will see different options here. You can choose to adjust whatever you want to adjust before you click this OK button. But also you can still choose just to click it and then come here and change the color. Alright, so I'm still going to choose that red, this red that is a bit somehow faded. So let me come to this edit and change the radius. I'm going to add some radius. Let me say about 30. Let me change the radius to 30. Then I'm going to Okay, this is okay. So I'll come again while the shape is still highlighted. I'll come under to inner shadow, enable it. So we are going to do the same thing that we did on the first shape. I'll choose white again so that it can be reflecting. So you see that. Then come down to offset Y and just carry it to this one. I'll leave it at 4. I'll leave it at 4. So I'll leave it at 4 here. Okay, I'll just leave it here, and then I'm going to lock it. So after that, I can just come and add another text. Meanwhile, while you're creating, you can add your own text. So I'm just going to write my graphic design name here, Creative Collins. So change it to white. Then change the font to something lighter. I'm going to change it to Gilroy Regular. That's my most loved font. I use that font a lot. So, in the first design which I showed you, there were many other things like icons here, but I'm just allowing that for you so that you choose whatever you want it to be in your own. So I'm just going to add Creative Collins here as a way of giving credit. Say, okay, this one was created by me. So if you're creating your own, you also add whether your brand name or whichever name you're using, you just add it there. So I'll lock it. Then so far so good. It's great. So the last thing, if you saw in the first flyer before we started this designing, there was a call now button here. There was a call now something here. So let's just quickly add that. Call, this is my WhatsApp number. So I'm just going to add it. Then the font we are going to use is the same font like the burger and the other none. So it's still the same font we are going to use. I'll change it to white. Change to white, then drag it down. I'm going to adjust it to something like this. To something like this. All right. Now I'm going to zoom out on this, or zoom in, whichever one is right. So I'll highlight it and then scroll till you come to this perspective. Sometimes this perspective too can be a little bit hard when using it. So while you toggle on, you can just drag your text. You can turn your text to whatever 3D style. You can give it some kind of feel, as you can see what is happening here. So with this perspective, you can give your text some kind of feel and make it look 3D style. So the reason we are using this perspective tool is because I want it to properly align with this shape that this burger is on, so that it doesn't look off. So I'm just going to drag this here, drag this so that all of them can be in the same line as the shape. Drag there, do the same here. click OK. So when we zoom out, I'm just going to adjust it now. Yeah, so that's it. Click on it and then come to back, then go back and drag it above the burger there. Confirm. So that is that, guys. Your design is ready. If it's your first time watching my video, whether you're seeing me on Instagram, Facebook or TikTok, please follow me. But if you're watching directly on YouTube, I'd like you to subscribe. Support me by doing that and also sharing. Thank you. See you another time.